I've sat on this for a while, but it's still messing with me, and maybe sharing it will help me sleep again. So last year, I had just moved to LA to follow my dreams, which apparently meant being broke, unemployed, and using the same headshot from 2014. A friend of a friend, who lived with his aunt but swore he used to work in casting, invited me to a party up in the Hollywood Hills. Told me it was a networking opportunity, which is LA speak for there will be free alcohol and delusion. We pulled up into this mansion, gated, valet, big modern glass front with the weird mood lighting. One of the statues in the front yard looked like it was mid-scream, artsy, but also cursed. Security took our phones at the door, said no pictures. That should have been a red flag, but I was like, cool, maybe Beyonce's inside. Inside the house, weird vibes. Beautiful people, nobody making eye contact. One girl walking around with the actual python on her shoulders like a pet. A dude was playing slow jazz on the flute in the kitchen, just a flute, no backing track, like, what are we doing? Then he walked in. I'm not saying names, but you'd know him. Very famous, Oscar winner, known for becoming his characters. The kind of guy who lived in a cave for a role and never broke character even when ordering coffee. He walks in barefoot, wearing this long robe, didn't say a word, just nodded and floated into the back hallway like a boss. About 20 minutes later, people started getting invited into the hallway. One by one, a tap on the shoulder, a whisper, and then gone. And no one was coming back. I asked the girl next to me, where were they going? She gave me this wink like I was stupid and said, if you know, you know. Yeah, well, I didn't know. So like a genius, I wandered off, pretending I was looking for the bathroom and headed down the hallway where everyone kept disappearing. I saw a door cracked open. A warm amber light was spilling out. It looked ritualistic. I peeked through. The actor, him, was sitting cross-legged on the floor, staring at a girl who was completely still. She might have been asleep or not. Two other people were standing against the walls watching. And then, one of them noticed. He slowly walked over and calmly, like eerily calmly, closed the door. Didn't say a word. I panicked inside, but I tried to play it cool. I went straight to the front, told my friend I was leaving. He laughed and goes, wait, you weren't in the red room? The what now? He said it like it was no big deal. Yeah, they're doing some kind of audition thing in there. Super chill once you get used to it. Used to what? Being sacrificed? I headed out to leave, but my car was boxed in. 3 black SUVs were parked at the bottom of the driveway, blocking everything. One guy was standing in front of them, arms crossed, just staring at me, no expression, not blinking. I ended up walking a half a mile downhill and calling an Uber from a gas station. Told the driver I had food poisoning so he wouldn't ask questions. 5 stars. But here's what really got me. A few weeks later, I saw one of the girls from the party tagged in a photo on Instagram. She was standing next to him, and she was wearing the robe, smiling like everything was fine. This happened a couple years ago, and I've never said anything publicly about it. Honestly, I still get paranoid even typing this, but it's been eating at me, so here it goes. Back when I was trying to get into the music industry, I landed an internship at a big label in LA. You've heard of it. It was unpaid, of course, and most of the job involved getting coffee, editing spreadsheets, and pretending I wasn't broke. One day, my supervisor pulls me aside and says, we've got a legacy artist coming in for a project. She specifically asked for a young assistant. You'll be with her all week. I asked, who is it? He just says, you'll know when you see her. And I did. This woman was a legend, multi-platinum, been famous since the 90s, the kind of face you don't forget. But she looked off, like she hadn't slept in a year, no makeup, dark sunglasses inside, real quiet. She barely spoke to anyone except me. At first I thought maybe I reminded her of someone, but she started getting too familiar, like calling me by my middle name, which I never told her, asking me questions about my dreams, my family, where I'd be if I weren't trapped here. Then she started giving me these cassette tapes. Yes, cassette tapes. She'd hand me one every morning and say, "Mail this to the address on the envelope. Don't listen to it, just mail it." Spoiler, I listened to one. At first it was just her voice, whispering weird poetry. Then it got darker. She started talking to someone named Daniel. Spoiler, that's my middle name. One tape ended with her saying, "If you're hearing this, they got to me." After that, I tried to quit. I told my supervisor I didn't feel comfortable, and he just laughed and said, "Nobody quits during Legacy Week," whatever that means. So I showed up the next morning and she was waiting outside the studio. No entourage, no driver, just her and a manila envelope. She hands it to me and says, "This is the last one. If they ask anything, lie." I look inside. No cassette this time, just a Polaroid photo of me, sitting in a chair I've never seen before, wearing clothes I don't own. That night, I packed my things and ghosted. No 2-week notice. I blocked everyone from the label, never went back. A few months later, I checked the socials, nothing, total silence. Then I Googled her name, and there it was, a headline about how she'd entered a private wellness retreat. No one's heard from her since. But every now and then I get a call from a blocked number. If I pick up, there's silence, sometimes faint static. And once, just once, I swear I heard her voice whisper, "They know Daniel." I used to drive for this luxury rideshare app that catered to the rich and famous in LA. It was like Uber but fancier and sketchier. Think tinted SUVs, cash tips, and clients who use fake names like Mr. S or VIP number 5. One night around 2 a.m., I get a ping from a gated property in Malibu Hills. Just says VIP pickup. No name, no photo, high tip. I accept it. Because I'm broke and that's how I pay my rent. When I pull up, the gate slowly opens on its own. There's no house in sight, just this long dirt driveway into darkness. Feels like the start of a horror movie, but whatever, I drive in. A guy in a hoodie gets in the back seat. He's wearing sunglasses at night. Doesn't say a word except, "Just drive." I recognize him immediately. This dude used to be everywhere. Pop star, magazine covers, a household name, then nothing. Disappeared from the spotlight completely after a meltdown a few years ago. People said he lost his mind on tour and vanished. Others say he checked into some facility in Europe. But there he was in my back seat, humming. I started driving and the vibe is off. Keeps pulling up locations on his phone that doesn't exist. Like GPS shows nothing, no roads. He says stuff like, "Turn left after the palm tree that looks like it's watching you." I thought I misheard him. I didn't. The whole time he's muttering under his breath. I only catch bits and pieces. "They replaced me. I'm the original. Don't let the light touch your eyes." I finally stop the car and ask, "Are you okay, man?" He leans forward slowly, too slowly, and says, "This isn't the first time you've driven me. I've never seen this man in person before this night. But the way he said it, I don't know. I got chills." He tells me to stop near the broken road sign and gets out. Just walks into the woods. No flashlight, no phone, disappears. The kicker? The next morning I check my phone, the entire trip was gone. No record, no fare, no receipt. It's like it never happened. Then later that week, I see a tabloid headline. Pop star resurfaces in Italy after years of hiding. Same guy, same face. But the photo? He looked wrong. Like a wax version of himself. Too smooth, too clean. I don't know who or what I drove that night, but some nights I'll hear humming outside my window, and it's always the same melody, the one he was humming in the car.